Hey everyone, it's Jen and welcome back. So today's video, we have November's theme word recommendations. So November's theme word is Narrative November, and I have 5 books to recommend to you today, 4 of which I have read and really enjoyed. And when we're talking about narrative today, we're going to talk about books that have a unique narrative, a unique writing style, one that may surprise you as a reader, one that, the storyline may be something that you've read before, but the way the format, the way the narrative is, it's definitely unique and makes for a good time. So some of these may be, I have written strictly in transcripts or strictly in letters, or maybe play with time travel or POVs, things like that. So for the first one I gave this only 3.5 stars, and I'll tell you why I think it got a lower rating than from me than like average, and that is Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. I checked this out for my library on audio, so I don't own a physical copy, and I think that's why I didn't rate it. I think most people, it has really high ratings, like somewhere between 4 and 5 on Goodreads, because it was such a hit when it came out because of how unique the narrative is. The reason why it didn't quite work for me is I listened to this one on audio, and for me I felt a little bit lost because of this unique narrative style. However, I think if I read it physically with my eyeballs, it would have helped me. So I kind of regret doing it that way because I can't go reread a book for the first time ever again. But the last fourth of the book and the wrap up of the mystery part of that was so satisfying. So let me back up a little bit. Okay, so we have a mom. In the middle of the night, she looks out her window and she sees her, I can't remember if he was in his late teens or early 20s, but she sees her teenage, almost adult son stab a complete stranger. And she has no idea why, no idea what's going on. Of course, any mother would. She kind of panics. But what's unique about this narrative style is she goes to bed and then she wakes up and it's the day before. So it plays with time. Every time this mom goes to sleep and wakes up, she goes further and further and further in the past. And she's trying to solve the why her son stabbed a complete stranger so she can try to stop it from happening. So it was really good. I thought the solid last fourth of the book, I just felt a little bit lost, and I think it's because I was listening to the audio, but I have read other Gillian McAllister. I really enjoy her overall as a mystery thriller and writer, and I thought this was just such a cool way of doing it. It had all the hype because of that, so I think this one was a case of maybe a little bit too built up for me at the time I read it, and also, like I said, just the audio part was a little bit challenging for me because of that unique timeline. But I still recommend it. It's still good. I still recommend her. The next one I read in 2017. I gave it 5 stars when I read it. When I read it, this was the first time I'd read anything like it, and it is All the Missing Girls by Megan Miranda. I don't actually own a copy of it, but this is psychological suspense. We have, your typical storyline of girls missing, return home to take care of ailing father, return, to the small town home, another girl goes missing decades apart and solving that. So yes, I've read that a handful of times, right? So that's not the unique part of it. But the way this one is told, similar to Wrong Place, Wrong Time, is it's told in reverse. So we have a disappearance of a girl. Her name is Corinne. Nicolette is her best friend. Nicolette returns home to take care of her ailing father, and when she returns home, another girl disappears. It starts on day 15 and goes all the way back to day 1, and that's when you find out what happened to the missing girl. I really enjoyed this. Like I said, it's similar to Wrong Place, Wrong Time. I enjoyed All the Missing Girls better. I thought that was better done, well done. But I read that one physically, and it was really unique at the time when I read it. And I really enjoyed how it explored, family. How far would you go for your family and friends and truths unraveling? And I highly recommend that one. That one was really good. Last one that I don't own. I have 2 physically here I own, but this one I have not read, but I have been wanting to read it for a long time. I just don't have a copy, and I just haven't picked it up, and it's a mouthful of a title. It is called The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. It's by Mary Ann Schaefer and Annie Burroughs. I'm looking at my notes here because it was a handful of a name. What's unique about this narrative is it is told completely in letters. And I've heard it's full of charm and heart. This is a historical fiction novel told through letters between a writer who's looking for her next story and residents of this small island called Guernsey. This small island is recovering from the aftermaths of German occupation during World War II. And so as this writer is visiting and writing these letters, she finds out about a secret book society, a secret book club that was formed during World War II. And through this experience, she discovers friendship, resilience, and the healing power of stories. And it sounds absolutely lovely. I've heard a lot of hype around it. I've heard great things, and it's one that I definitely want to pick up. All right, 2 more. Next one, which I highly, highly recommend, 5 stars, 10 stars if you can. And this is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is nothing that you have not heard or seen before. I know that. But this is unique narrative style because you feel like you're watching a rock documentary. It's told all the way through like interview transcripts. This one, the audio, I highly recommend because you have the music in there, you have a full cast, so it really feels like you're watching a documentary or listening to a documentary. This takes place in the 60s. You've probably heard this before, but if you love, think Fleetwood Mac vibes, that is the vibes of the book. Absolutely loved it. A little bit coming age story, and a little bit of a love story, definitely band drama. It is so good. If you haven't picked that up, please do. One of my favorite books. I loved it, loved it, loved it. And then last but not least, for unique narrative style, I had a lot of fun with this one too, and that is Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson, another really hyped book. In this one we have Ernest Cunningham. Yes, Ernest Cunningham in this one, and he is a crime fiction writer. And he reluctantly goes back to reunite in some kind of snowy resort. So this one's good for a winter read because of the setting there. And he goes back to connect with his family, and they've been estranged for years. And during this experience, a dead body turns up. Old secrets and confessions of murder from the family members start to surface. This is definitely part whodunit, part like parody, like it's pretty funny, but also kind of part classic mystery thriller, kind of pays homage to that as well, which I really appreciated. Definitely blends mystery suspense with humor, and definitely in a fresh way. When I read it, I was like, I have literally never read anything like this before. And the unique style of this, it's considered, I had to look it up, a meta-narrative style. I've heard of also known as breaking the fourth wall, where the narrator of the story is speaking directly to the reader. Breaking the fourth wall, pointing out small little clues, pointing out this is how a detective rules go in solving a mystery. Even spoil some of the small details. So it kind of plays with the reader's expectation, definitely adds for a unique layer of a reading experience, especially for someone who reads mystery thrillers all the time. And I believe I gave that one 5 stars as well when I read it. Super much fun. I loved it. He has 2 more out that I know of that are kind of told in that same style. One of them is a Christmas one that I don't own, but it sounds super cool. And the other one is, I think, Everyone on This Train Has Killed Someone. Something like that. Where is it on my shelves? Stevenson. Where is it? That's Sager. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, Everyone on This Train is a Suspect is what it's called. So that one I'll read at some point because I had so much fun with this one. So there you have it. Narrative November. 5 unique narratives for you. These are a lot of fun. These are great for if you need like maybe a palette cleanser. These are fun if you just feel like picking up something unique and different, you know, different format. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you as always for watching. I hope you guys are reading something amazing, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.